Well, good day, smart traders. I trust each and every one of you are ready for another profitable day within the market. Let's kick things off by having a look at today's economic calendar.
At first glance, today's economic calendar doesn't have much in store. However, traders might just want to keep an eye out for the unemployment claims report being released at 3:30 South African Standard Time, as well as the natural gas storage report being released at 5:30 South African Time, as both these reports could create some volatility within the markets.
Let's move on by having a look at what's making headlines within the financial markets today.
In currency news, the US dollar was little changed as traders looked ahead to next week's US inflation data and digested some comments from a slew of Federal Reserve officials who said modest interest rate rises were on the way. New York Fed President John Williams said, "Moving to a federal fund rate of between 5% and 5.25% seems a very reasonable view of what we'll need to do this year in order to get the supply and demand imbalance down." Williams' comments follow Jerome Powell's sticking by his interest rate outlook on Tuesday, when he reiterated that a process of disinflation was underway. Now let's move over and see what's making headlines on Wall Street. Global shares fell as the dollar was steady, as the Federal Reserve's mantra that interest rates will stay higher for longer overshadowed the notion that the US Central Bank will soon pause its tightening cycle as the economy slows. Chief investment strategist at Inverness Council in New York stated that the markets and investors were confused, that the stocks and bonds markets are seeing different things. Some investors are still very defensive, and some investors clearly have become more aggressive. This has created some confusion within the markets. Additionally, yesterday was an absolute disaster for Google, as their AI chatbot bot glitches and gives inaccurate information during a live demo. The stock posted their second largest decline ever. This occurred during Google's AI event, in which their Microsoft ChatGPT competitor bot was rolled out. It provided a disastrous, factually incorrect answer to a search query when it mattered most. The stock is now down over 8%, representing an over $110 billion in market cap. The market is clearly very sensitive to Google falling behind in the AI race. This is likely the most expensive demo mishap in history. Right now, it looks like Microsoft is winning the earlier minutes of what will be a particular AI arms race between two tech giants over the next decade. Now let's move over to commodities. Oil rose for a third straight day as traders felt more comfortable with risk, a day after the Federal Chair's remarks. Comments from US Federal Reserve Jerome Powell on Tuesday were seen by some as less hawkish than feared, boosting risk appetite and weighing on the dollar. A potentially weaker US currency would make dollar-denominated oil cheaper for buyers holding other currencies. Gold prices remained relatively unchanged as traders weighed signals on monetary policies from the Federal Reserve. And finally, let's finish things off with cryptocurrencies. A mysterious Bitcoin whale has moved 412 coins from an address that has been dormant for the past 11 years. In a transaction that showed some long-term holders are moving their stash as the cryptocurrency market recovers. The transaction was spotted by blockchain security firm PegShield, which alerted its followers on Twitter. Data from the Bitcoin blockchain shows that the address accumulated Bitcoin back over a series of transactions when the flagship currency was trading just slightly above the $12 mark. Bitcoin is now trading above $23,100 a coin. This particular whale's investment has grown by more than 192,000%. Talk about growth on your investment.
So that is it from us here at Smart Online Trader. Should you be interested in any additional services that we offer, kindly get in touch with us or simply click on one of the links in the description below. As always, may the best be with you. Cheers.